30 minutes. You got 3 packets in the back. I need some volunteers, please, to pass back the Unit 9 packets. Volunteers? Good.
Thank you.
You're on Friday.
Sorry.
Thank you. We'll be keeping this, right?
First, please check the Unit 11 packet you just got. Please look at the description of assignments 11.1. You may have noticed it's only 8 study goals and a couple of vocab terms, so it's all one assignment. If you could please look up at the whiteboard. That assignment is due Tuesday. We'll have 1 day of talking about it, and the quiz will be Thursday. And the quiz includes a 10-question matching bank of those laws that are attached at the end of the packet. So the quiz will be assignments 11.1 plus those laws and treaties. Cedar Gately.
Is there any warm-up for today?
Nope. Yep.
Wait, are you saying the test includes it as in like as part of it, or that's on the quiz?
The test is, the Unit 11 quiz is
Yeah. It's the whole thing. It's going to be the word bank and matching.
questions about assignments 11.1 plus a 10-question bank about the laws and treaties. Yeah.
Tuesday.
11.1 is due Tuesday. The quiz, for which you'll have to just memorize the laws, is Thursday. But for the quiz, you have to know 11.1 and the laws. Are there any questions about the Unit 11 plan, which will be 1.5 days next week? Last chance. Apparently there's been some confusion Students were charged the $55 late fee this week, but apparently it doesn't start until next week. So you have until tomorrow to order a P-test for the lesser late fee of $10 extra per exam. James, were you talking to me about something right at the beginning of the period that I've forgotten? Was I supposed to do something? Some water tower or something? Nothing? Am I just imagining this?
I didn't talk to you.
Sorry, bro, I'm tripping. Next Monday, I will collect your packet of packets, including the Unit 10 that you don't turn in tomorrow.
Wait.
I can clarify. Tomorrow you take the Unit 10 exam. It covers assignments 10.1 to 10.5. But tomorrow you will not turn in. There will not be a box. I don't want your homeworks tomorrow. After you take the test, keep them with you. You may need them for the extra credit over the weekend. And then Monday next week, you can see on the whiteboard, I collect extra credit number 1. That's the day I will take the Unit 10 packet after you show me as many work packets as you have. The study guides are for your benefit. You'll probably want the study guides. But you remember on the first page of the syllabus where it said to keep your papers all year? And when I handed back the first 4 or 5, I told you to keep them all year? And you may have seen that prominently placed keep all papers all year thing. That's what I need on Monday. See it?
Are we going to get those back right away, or are you going to have to?
You'll keep them when you walk out the door. You lay them out on your desk, I cross them off with a Sharpie, and you take them with you. Yeah?
For Unit 10 on the day we're taking the exam, so we're not turning the packet, but what about the extra credit papers?
You can turn that into the box.
On the day, or are we going to turn
Today.
it back? Okay.
Tomorrow. The test. That's the credit due Friday. Yeah.
So what are like testing or some classes?
Oh, probably on Monday, Tuesday next week. I don't know which day now, actually, because my Tuesday, Wednesday just got scrambled by a last-minute request to be part of the field trip. It might get pushed back further and further. I don't know. Sorry. What else? Yes?
The semester 2 final, is that only semester 2?
No, it's cumulative all year.
What?
What? I do nothing. I don't need to review. I remember it all. Ask me whatever you want. You want a review, like a little review session? You bring to Starbucks? No. No.
The whole class. Gabby, I think the review for the AP test will count as a review for that. Pretty sure.
Anybody else have any questions about the packet of packets? Yeah, bro?
I was going to ask about extra credit 1.
Oh, so let's start talking about review. Probably the most important thing that you should hear is if you wanted me to help you review for the AP test, I have a pretty good plan for how you can do that, but in class I haven't found these times of the day to be helpful to my students preparing them for the AP test. So what I have put together is a pretty ambitious review process. That starts now. I'll tell you a little bit about the test. We'll see how much we can squeeze in before the bell rings, given that we lost 25 minutes today. First, the AP exam on May the 4th is 100 multiple choice questions over 90 minutes, which is the exact pace of all the exams I've given you this year. And 4 free response questions over 90 minutes, which is the exact pace of all the exams I've given you this year. Yeah.
The free response questions that you give us on the exams, is that as 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's quadruple my test and quadruple the time. Okay? One difference you'll notice, for sure notice, is the multiple choice questions in the last few years have been about 50-50 data analysis. My test has not kept up with that. I'm waiting for them to release an exam so I can start getting some more clarity about how to make those. There's a chance they'll train me this summer, but so far they haven't really done any outreach to teachers to make that type of question. So you'll notice when you take the test on May 4 that about half the questions give you a data set with like comparing numbers and say, now make a conclusion about this based on what you know about environmental science. In other words, the multiple choice test might be a little more time consuming than mine. But most of you finished with extra time, so I think we'll be okay. Yeah?
It would be technically a little bit easier, right?
Sometimes it is because some of the questions are just plain old doing math. Like it used to be a level of 90 parts per million, now it's 70 parts per million. How much has it changed? And that's like, oh, well, that's just a math word problem, not an environmental science question. Doubly bad for kids that have like a math handicap, doubly helpful for kids that are like at grade level math skills. You know what I'm saying? Of those free response questions, one will be a document-based, one will be a data set math type, and two will be purely synthesis evaluation, which is just asking you questions about knowledge in your brain. Both the document-based and data set have about 1/2 the points for synthesis evaluation 2. In other words, the document-based question, half the parts relate to the document, the other half are stuff you can answer without looking at the document. And half of the data set is math questions, but the other half is just stuff you can answer without looking at the data set. Are there any questions about the test itself? Yeah.
So it's not like an essay or anything, it's just like what we'd be doing for your
Just like
test.
mine, you must answer in full sentence, you must show your work and use units. You are not writing an expository essay, you're not developing ideas. You are responding to specific words very explicitly. What else? Here's what I will be giving you over these 2 weeks. The packet that you already picked up, called the main review packet. I'll show you what's in it. A 2-page test strategy, good ideas for life in AP. A single 1-page review of the topical distribution by the College Board. It is the course outline, and thus the exam outline. A 5-page helpful, these would be like flashcards, I guess. There's a 2-page chemistry review of relevant chemistry, all the chemistry stuff that we've had to remember this year. 20 practice math problems that are the sort of math skills you would need. If you can do all 20, you're ready for the test. With a little math appendix that has like conversion factors that you're not expected to memorize. A worksheet on how to design experiments. The 100 least wanted invasive species, and the top 10 most toxic places on Earth. Plus in Unit 11, I gave you all those laws. Are there any questions about that? And another thing I will,
The Smart Advanced Guide review book, is that basically just like all of the stuff in this packet, or is it more like strategy?
Neither of those things. It's a very, very concise review of your textbook. I recommend it. Something else I will give you. Please look back. I will give you a packet of every free response question ever asked by the College Board in your lifetime on AP Environmental Science, 1998 to 2014. And by the way, I will also give you extra credit opportunity number 2, credit for outlining an answer to as many of those as you care to tackle. No, then I'll give you more extra credit for grading your outlines so that you have some feedback on your strengths and weaknesses and you get a hang for the kind of questions that they're asking you. You understand what I'm saying about that?
So just the more you attempt, the more.
That's right.
Is there any limit that could?
Like if you do all the volume that I give you, you can't do all this. Watch this. Then I'll give you the 1998 multiple choice and the 2003 multiple choice questions, 100 and 100. I'll give you, those are the only two that were released legally by the, actually, 2003 is the only one that was legally released. 1998 is contraband, but anyway, I have it. So. I'll give you those two free response exams, give you extra credit for doing them. Multiple choice, sorry. And then I'll give you the key to grade them so you can get an idea of where your strengths and weaknesses are and how you're doing. Yeah? Nope. And I'll give you a hint, that would be helpful for the final. Then, I'll give you more extra credit for every hour you study on the weekend leading up to the AP test. And I'll give you more extra credit for...
How does he know if he studied?
Because your parents sign on the back and give me their phone number, and one of my portiers has to call them all. You're all focused on the details. I'm trying to convince you that you're ready to go here. Give you more extra credit for making what's called an environmental atlas. Extra credit number 1, the one you just picked up. Go through all your notes from all your units. Find like little 1-page, or print out a 1-page, or tape together a 2-page, or find a little folding map, or a big-ass folding map. I don't care. Get some kind of map, and label on that map, 1 through 50, places from your textbook, or your notes, that are relevant to environmental science. When you put that key down in handwriting like this, you turn it in with that little slip that you have in front of you and the atlas next Monday. Just so that everybody hears this, all extra credit assignments are due on the day they're due with no exception whether or not you are here. So if you're absent, too bad. If you get hit by a car, too bad. If you forgot it at home, too bad. If you're sick, too bad. If you didn't know there was an extra credit assignment that day, too bad. The only way to get the extra credits is to follow my pacing exactly. So if you're gone, someone has to bring it for you. But you know if you heard that. You can turn it in early, but you have until 3 p.m. on each of the days. When I leave the room, it's too late. Questions about the extra credits? Yes?
Regarding the math thing,
Uh-huh.
can it just be like a sentence long, like why? it
Yeah.
shows up?
You can see in the written description. You say like Chernobyl, Belarus, or Ukraine, or wherever the hell it was, and then you say like the thing was a bad explosion, people got rid of it, blah 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 blah. Period. You just have to tell me why these places are environmentally famous. This helps you in 3 ways. The College Board has atlas questions. Like they would give you this and say 1, 2, 3, 4, the place where a bomb went off and the place where there was a nuclear reactor melt, the place where a tidal wave caused a near meltdown, and you would look at the map and go, oh, 1, A, B, C, whatever. Got it? Yeah.
When it says you can work with another student, but you must turn your own assignment, does that mean you can't have the same places?
That's right. So, like, you know, if somebody else is helping service, it's like, I don't care if you guys do your own thing, but everybody's got to do their own stuff. Yeah.
Can we use these spots for anything?
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
When are we getting extra credits?
Extra credit 2 comes out on Monday and is due Friday. Extra credit 3 comes out Friday and is due Monday. Extra credit 4 comes out Monday and is due Friday. Extra credit 5 comes out Friday and is due Monday. So you got to be really, really clear. Like the plan for these is really specific. I'm giving you a weekend for the weekend ones. I'm giving you a week for the week ones. But that's not all. I will also sell to you for $1 a piece these DVDs that I get for free. You're helping whatever students pitch in, I will double, and that's what I feed my TAs at the end of the year barbecue. I cook for them. I make them like a really big, fat, like super good 7-course barbecue. What? Daisy won't be impressed by my food, but she just TAs for me because she's a glutton for abuse.
I want to say I really recommend these CDs. The PowerPoints are super helpful.
Like, who gave them to you?
On these CDs, oh, I buy them with school money. On these CDs,
Good thing it's not on the internet or
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with this. Like, honestly, if you have a financial situation that you can't scrape together 4 quarters, I'll give you one for free.
Rooted traditions, but at the same time mix it up and bring in some new stuff that'll get people excited. This includes just maybe a welcome.
I don't know how to help you.
why?
Here's what Daisy was trying to tell you about. And Daisy, thanks for chiming in. Somewhere, let me see if I can find it. I guess I can try to show this to you.
Why would they do that?
Start sitting down. Start sitting capacity to move your students to
I would buy that for $20.
Okay, here we go. Please look up. Please look up. The H Review CD looks like this when you open it. It has a written explanation about how to take advantage of what's in that content. And it has a series of PowerPoints, like new stuff, species of importance, a review show, laws and policies, common errors, chemistry atlas, every chapter in our book, and chapters from all my old books. When you go through them, they are PowerPoints that you play like flashcards. So if you can load these onto your smartphone when you're on the toilet or on a road trip or something, you just flash through stuff that might be helpful to you.
Are those flashcards the ones the same ones in the packet?
No. So these have content that is new material and what students in previous years thought would be helpful from existing material. They're made by students. I don't promise that they're accurate, but if you find them helpful, great. I'm only charging $1 and I make you no promises, but if it helps you, there's about 75 hours of PowerPoints on there. In the next 2 weeks, you'll get all of that, please look up, find your average on all 8 exams. Take a minute, please.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't study, you study.
Sorry, I don't think I have them ready.
Okay.
Take, we'll review this software. Take that content and burn it onto these.
Burn them.
EDU, great, and go on EDU, great, and
And I guess these.
Just like, alright, guys.
I only have a few minutes with a lot left to say. This usually goes bell to bell. Now that you know your average on the last 8 exams, there's a page that says exam average. Then please look up. I'm assuming you study 1 to 1.5 hours for my unit exams. If you study more than that, that's fine. If you study less than that, that's fine. But please look up. Given that the average is 60 to 90 minutes, multiply your average by 10, and that's how many hours it would take for you to follow the blue line. Someone who studies 5 hours per unit exam, multiply that by 10, in 50 hours, you would get whatever blue line shows you, based on your average now. Stop and wait, I have a lot left to say. I don't feel like raising my voice. For students who study double that, you might be able to follow the green line. For students who study half of that number, you'll follow the red line. This is an average. Over the year, special circumstances like getting really lucky or really unlucky might bump you up or down. Having personal trauma or drama might bump you down by 1 or 2 or more. I've had A+ kids fail. I've had F kids get a 5. But on average, this is what I've seen over the years. Every single year is unique. I don't make you any promises. Does anybody have any questions for me about what grade you could expect and how much studying that would take? Because I have a lot left to say. The extra credit is bonus. The review that I'm giving you points for is on top of this amount of study. For this amount of study, I recommend, first and foremost, your own notes. Second of all, the Smarty Pants Guide to the AP Environmental Science exam. Third of all, other people's notes. Fourth of all, if all else fails, I guess you could look at the book. And what you should be doing to meet your 10 to 15 hours or whatever number of hours you want for the score you want to get, do what are called laps. Go through your notes and cross off the content you know. For example, it says acid mine drainage, and like a flashcard, you ask yourself, oh yeah, okay, yeah, and then you look at the paper and you go, yeah, that's what I thought. Then you cross it off, because now that you know it, you'll never have to read it again. The stuff you go over now, 2 weeks, you'll remember it. These are called laps. You should do 10 to 15 hours of laps to follow the blue line on average or whatever.